Oh, baby. I believe we are live. Let's give it a minute. Wait to get the
I didn't get a
connection.
notification from my phone yet. Oh, wait, there it goes.
There it goes.
Watch live now. Bruce Moreau.
All right, guys. We are live.
Stephanie.
Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to...
Comics and beers? I almost forgot where we were. I'm like, our house? Friday?
Comics and Beers, everyone. Every Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, Stephanie and I come to you and we drink some beers and we talk about comic book news that happened during the week. So how was your week, babe?
It was a long week. I don't know why this week felt like it took forever to get to Friday. Every day I was like, tomorrow's Friday. And then I'm like, tomorrow's Wednesday.
Well, it was a long week.
It was a nice week.
We had a very, how do you want to describe it? Eventful.
Yeah.
Eventful week.
I'm tired.
In our house. Lots of stuff happened. But we are here. We have a ton of news to go over. We got some special beers. Shout out to our friend Frank. Stephanie has yet to meet Frank, but I work with him every day.
Frank is my spirit animal. We know each other on a spiritual connection.
Frank was just on a big trip to Korea. We tried to find some Korean beers, but we were not able to find any Korean beers. We have a Japanese...
An
Asian beer selection, yes. So, Frank, I don't see you in chat yet, but shout out to you. These beers are for you, or in celebration of your trip to Korea.
Celebration of you making it back home again.
Yes. He had a horrible trip.
Did he really?
Terrible turbulence. His kids were crying. He wanted to cry because he hates flying.
Sounds terrible.
He had a really, really rough ride home. But he's back. And so I guess we'll go over the basics of
the channel.
Just to let you guys know, this is an adult-themed live stream. So there will most likely be some cursing. There will be some consuming of alcoholic beverages. And if you are of age, 21, or if you're in another country where it's 18 or possibly younger, I think other countries there's even young as 16, join us. Join us for some brews as we talk about comic book news and life.
Bruce might even take his shirt off.
You never know. And if I sound funny again, yes, I have another cold.
He's got the immune system of a small baby. Like when people are like, there's a heat wave, small children and old people should watch out. And then like there's a little disclaimer with like an asterisk and it says, and Bruce Moreau.
Well, I had one child for a while and then we moved in together. Now we have three, and the germs of three kids.
You can't hang.
I can't hang. It's destroying me. This is like, I think my second cold in 6 weeks. It's awful. But yeah, so let's open up our first beer because we need something to drink.
Let's introduce you to all of our beers.
We're gonna pull them up, but they're so well packed into the ice.
Well, you know how this goes, so pack lightly, my friend.
Pack lightly.
My friend.
Well, we'll start with the two that I know. We're not going to drink these first. I want to save these to last because I've had both of these. This is my buddy Frank's favorite beer that we get at the office, Asahi.
Wait, where's it from?
It
It doesn't tell you. A lot of them didn't say it, but it just obviously had some kind of Mandarin something on the front of it. It just says where it was brewed, but it doesn't say where it's from.
Yeah, so there's Asahi. There's Ichiban. Premium beer. Who knows? And then I'll put these back. See if I can...
Right in the exact spot that they gave you.
Yeah, and then we got... I don't even know how to pronounce that. Ting Tao?
I don't think you're supposed to say the...
Sing Tao?
Yes, I don't think the T is pronounced.
Sing Tao? And then, I think I've seen this one before. Hachito Nest?
Yeah, Hitachino.
Hitachino Nest? This is from Japan.
Yes, where is this one from? Does it say? This one is from Qingdao, China.
China. We got Chinese beer. And we have...
Singha.
Is it
From Thailand.
Thailand. Hopefully I'm showing this on camera. I wasn't even looking. I'm sorry I forgot to announce it. This is what I'm most excited about. This is Lucky Buddha, the Enlightened beer.
He's excited because he's excited about the bottle. It's
am.
so cool.
It is pretty cool.
Does it say where it's from?
No.
Product of China.
Oh, it is. I missed it. All right, so we're going to start with this beer. So this is Lucky Buddha. It's enlightened beer, so hopefully I'm smarter after this because I could really use...
He'll be enlightened. He'll realize how not smart he is.
Oh, God, guys.
I'm so funny tonight.
You're on fire,
I'm killing
baby.
it.
All right, here we go. Well, these beers look to be on the light side, which is kind of a relief from
last week's. Oh my god! Every beer last week from London. People in London
like some
heavy beers.
Like some heavy shit.
Because that was like insane. Last week, if you watched with us, we did a London themed beer selection.
Yes.
And all of the beers were very dark, very heavy, very flavorful.
Yes, they were intense.
They were intense beers. So.
Cheers. Happy Friday, everyone.
Happy Friday.
Frank.
Thank you.
Welcome in chat. Let us know what you're drinking, my friend. Are you drinking Yingling or did you get Asahi?
It's not bad. We've had such a interesting experience with beers that I expect terribleness every time I drink one now.
It's a little sweet.
Yeah.
Very light.
Mm-hmm. I feel enlightened already.
It's like very light. Like
yeah, like I don't taste
hops or anything.
No. I wonder what it says if it tells you the amount of alcohol in it. You go on to news. I'm going to read the bottle.
On to news. All right, so how we do it on the news section of the show. So first we have to talk about news about movies, and then TV and streaming, and then comics. And then we're going to wrap up the episode by talking about 2 indie comics that I've already reviewed on the channel, but Stephanie read them, and we're just going to, see what she thought, and just, talk comics, because that's why you're here. All right, so first news item.
Frank said we should swirl it and then spit it out. I did bring a bucket this time, Frank, because I'm sick of drinking beers that I don't like. So I brought a bucket to dump a bowl, should I say, to dump things in.
So, first up is some pretty awesome news. If you guys have been following Dwayne or Dwayne The Rock Johnson, sorry, I call him Dwayne.
We're on a first name basis. We're best friends.
I'm a huge fan of Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Not all of his movies are great, but they're all very enjoyable. And
they're all identical.
And if
every single movie is the exact same movie.
I actually think we've talked about this on the stream before, how awesome he is. If you follow him on stream, it's like, or
Instagram.
I really
because we talked about his cheat days and how crazy they are.
Yeah. But he has been he's been in talks to play Black Adam for a very long time. He's a character in the Marvel Universe. And did you watch Shazam?
I watched parts of Shazam. I didn't watch all of Shazam.
So Black Adam is kind of like the evil version of Shazam.
He's the one who has like the staff and he's trying to steal Shazam's powers.
That's I'm not gonna be able to think of his name right now. But there's a version of Shazam that has the same kind of like magic powers, and he's big and strong.
Is he in Shazam?
He's not in Shazam. No, he's not in that movie. This is gonna be a new movie feature.
Why did you ask if I watched it?
Because because if I try to explain Shazam to you, or Black Adam, you're gonna be like, I don't know what you're talking about, Bruce. But he is in the same. Because he was created by the same beings that created Shazam.
Okay.
So it's tied into that, but it's not going to. It's not gonna.
So he'll be a bad guy.
He's gonna be a bad guy. It's gonna focus mainly on him, but the superhero that he's gonna fight is going to be Hawkman. Do you know who Hawkman is? So she will get caught up before the movie.
I will have to find out. Dave would like you to know that he will follow Dwayne anywhere. Dave has also got a man crush.
Yes.
On Dwayne.
Dave
Wade.
Dave, what's up, my man?
Dwayne Wade. That's not his name. Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yes. No. I mean, The Rock is amazing. So I'm excited for this. And they did say a release date. And there's some really cool concept art.
I don't know. Has The Rock ever played a bad guy before? I think he's always like the hero, right?
I'm sure he has.
Do you guys know if The Rock has ever played a bad guy before?
If you have, just let us know in the chat. But there was some really cool concept art released by Dwayne or The Rock on his Instagram. This is drawn by Jim Lee. If you don't know who Jim Lee is, he's one of the presidents at DC. He's also an amazing artist and artist. Cool concept art, and it's coming out December 22nd, 2021. So we got a ways to go for this one, but it's The Rock. I'll be there. I'll be night of with this wonderful lady of mine. We'll leave the kids on the street if we have to. We'll see the movie. But yeah, so I'm super excited about that. What do you think of this concept art?
That does look pretty cool, and it does look like it's The Rock. I mean, with the muscles and the shaved head. I just don't know that I would buy The Rock as a bad guy, which is why I was asking if he's ever played a bad guy before, and I'm surprised that he's taking the role as a bad guy, because he's always, like, he's that lovable, big, oaf movie guy. Like, that's like, all his movies are just kind of generic.
Yeah.
He's the good guy. Like, to take him seriously as a bad guy, like, I don't know the level of bad that he is or the level of bad they're going to portray in the movie, but I feel like that part of it will be hard for me to get behind. That's it. I mean, I'd be excited to see it.
I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be great. And what I know of Black Adam, because I've read Captain Marvel a bunch, and he's a guy who wants to do good, but he always goes about it the wrong way. Because he thinks he's the strongest. He knows what's best for his country, what's best for everyone, and so he forces people into his role, and he does do good for people, like his country. Like, he can, like, make plants, like, grow out of the desert, and he does that for people. But when he does that, it offsets the ecosystem and kills a bunch of things, and so people come in like, hey, you can't do this, and then he kills those people, and it's like,
he's like, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. So that's the kind of character he is, and it's interesting, and I'm kind of excited to see what that is. But
Frank did let us know that in The Mummy Returns, The Rock is a bad guy.
Oh yeah, yes, and he plays the Scorpion too.
And he said he turns bad in Doom as well. I don't think I've ever seen Doom, Frank. So yeah, I can't agree. Dave, are you asking why Bruce still has his shirt on, or why The Rock still has his shirt on?
What's up, Jessica? How you doing?
Jess is here too. Also, yes. Hi.
All right, so next bit of news, which I thought was pretty cool, the Russo brothers. Now, the Russo brothers are the guys who made the Infinity War, all, like, Winter Soldier and all those big Marvel movies. They're actually going to be producing a Marvel vs. DC docuseries. So they're going to be, like, overall just telling the story of Marvel and DC and, like, all the characters and all that kind of stuff. And it's the Russo brothers, so it's probably going to be amazing. And my guess is this is probably going to land on, like, I don't know, Disney Plus or Netflix or one of the many streaming services.
I would think Disney Plus, and also Disney Plus came out, and everyone at work is talking about that Imagineers or Imaginary, whatever it's called, the documentary about, like, the people who created Disney World and all the characters, and I don't know. Apparently, it's something to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't had time to scroll too much around that, so I know Darkwing Duck is on there.
He's very excited about that. He's like, Darkwing Duck is on. I'm like, who the hell's Darkwing Duck? I had to Google it. But then I remembered once I saw it. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay.
Chippendales Rescue Rangers is on there. There's, like, all those cartoons I watched when I was, like, Nate's age. Yeah. Like, our 10-year-old son. Like, I love those shows. Oh, my God. All right, last bit of movie news. This is crazy. I think normally we spend, like, the first 30 minutes, 40 minutes talking about movie news. And
we don't have that much movie news, guys.
Yeah, there really wasn't that much movie news. So we've been talking about the new Batman movie for the last 3 shows, because there's just been, like, a lot of casting rumors and just, like, actual casting happening. And so Robert Pattinson is playing Batman, and he came out in some paper or at some interview, and he said Jennifer Lopez would be an awesome
Batman
would be an awesome Batman. I read the article around I think there's not much more information other than that. He goes on to talk about why she would be an awesome Batman, but
why are we even talking about that? Like, how much money did Jennifer Lopez pay him to say that?
I don't know.
Why would you think she would be a good Batman?
It was super strange, and I guess I should have read more of the article, because I thought it was Batwoman when I first copied and pasted it into my doc, but it's not.
That would make a little more sense. Why would we care if she would think she'd be an awesome Batman? She's going to be about as good of a Batman as Robert Pattinson's going to be. They will be equal in the level of Batman they'll be bringing to the screen.
Yeah, I don't know. So we're going to skip that article. Sorry, guys. I didn't read it, and it's not important.
Dave said if she took her shirt off, then she'd be a good Batman.
I don't know, she's also, like, she looks amazing, but she's also 50. Like,
at least.
Yeah, so
older.
Kind of weird.
Remember when she first got really famous and then she got like insurance on her butt?
Yes. Like $1 million insurance
Yes,
on her
that was
butt.
like a big thing. She got her butt insured. I don't know what that means. If your butt gets hurt, your butt falls off, someone chops one of your cheeks off, you get an insurance.
I don't know.
The insurance company will replace her butt.
So weird. So DC has their own streaming service called DC Universe, and this next news item is kind of cool. I've watched. They have a show called Titans, and it's about a team of superheroes called Titans, and the core team is Robin, Dick Grayson, and Robin is Dick Grayson. Dick Grayson is Robin. Hawk, Dove, and Donna Troy and Starfire. Starfire.
I don't know anything about Starfire other than what I know from Teen Titans Go, and she's hysterical and she's so weird. They have an episode where she gets a fish, she wins a fish from the carnival, and then she's like in love with the fish, and then she drinks the fish water and like does this weird like gargling thing.
Well, that is not this Starfire. But I just started watching season 2. On my train rides home, I've watched episode 3. I think episode 11 came out today, so I am far behind. But there was some great news that Titans season 3 has been awarded, I guess you could call it, but it's coming next year. So they haven't finished up putting out season 2, and they're already signaled that season 3 is coming next year, which is awesome because the show is actually really, really good. So
I've never watched it.
No.
I can't say whether it is or is not. I like Teen Titans Go a lot. That's a hysterical show.
I was gonna try to get you to watch it, and we just don't have time to watch the very few shows that we do watch.
We did watch a whole two TV shows last week. That was big for us.
Monday and Tuesday we watched TV.
No, Sunday and Monday.
Oh, Sunday and Monday. Sorry.
Sunday and Monday we watched 2 TV shows this week.
It was crazy.
It's like Christmas.
So that was exciting news. I'm really enjoying. I didn't enjoy episode 1 this year, but episodes 2 and 3 so far are actually really, really good.
We should drink our beers and open another one.
Sure. So next TV.
We're like plowing through this, and we're gonna run out of beer. We're gonna run out of stories before we can get to 3 beers. Frank thinks that Jennifer Lopez should be transgender Batman.
Transgender Batman?
They probably would do that. That's gonna be what's next.
Alright, what do you want to do, babe?
Is like not gender specific Batman.
This looks like a Hefeweizen.
Alright, so let's try that one. That's one you said you've never seen before.
This is one I think I have seen before.
That you have seen, but we're gonna try it. It's made in Japan. It is a product of Japan.
Product of Japan. It's made here in the States.
Made here. Product of. Oh, Bruce can open it.
I got it.
Only Japanese bottle openers can open this. It's gonna be a situation where you open. Why are you using that? Did you forget the other one?
Yep. Got it.
Got it. Trans Jenny from the block. Oh, Frank, I missed you.
This came out super fuzzy.
Yeah, this is the cup that Bruce just poured me, guys. Let's comment on that.
Well, it's mine too. It's not just hers.
He's bad at pouring all drinks.
Did you see how tilted I had this thing?
That's foam, 95% foam. It's like when you get a bag of potato chips and it's mostly air, and then like 10 potato chips on the bottom of the bag.
That's the worst. That is the worst. So, how was everyone's week?
Yeah, Frank, I want to hear about your trip.
And
Bruce said it was terrible.
Why isn't Nuri on? No, his trip was amazing. The plane ride home was terrible.
Have you been to Korea before? Was that his first trip to Korea?
His first trip.
What made you choose Korea?
Nuri's family is from there.
Ah. Alright, that makes sense.
Alright, so we have to wait for the foam to settle because...
It's mostly foam.
It's mostly foam. Alright.
Sorry, guys, I'm sorry.
Oh my.
We had a long week, I told you. It's been a long week.
Alright, next news item up is... So Sandman is a hugely famous comic written by Neil Gaiman that came out a while ago, probably like the 80s or early 90s.
Wait, Neil Gaiman like the scientist?
No, Neil Gaiman like the writer.
Are they 2 different people?
They have to be. Are you thinking about Neil Degassi?
Maybe. Yeah.
Neil Gaiman is a very famous writer. He's written many famous books. You said Jimmy had some of his books.
Oh, okay. I am thinking of Neil deGrasse.
Yeah. But Sandman is a super famous book, and it's been talked about being a movie, a TV show. It finally got picked up at Netflix, and they are producing it now. Or he might even just be writing the adaptation now, but he's already also started working on season 2. So season 1 is not even out or fully produced, and he's already writing season 2, which is, I don't know, kind of cool.
I know you really like him.
I do, but I've never read any of the Sandman.
Okay.
I tend not to go back to books that are from a long time ago. Everyone says like, hey, you have to read Kingdom Come, you have to read The Watchmen, and you have to read all these books. But then I go back and look at the artwork, and the artwork is so different from today.
Wait, so Sandman's a comic book?
A comic book.
Okay, I thought it was like a novel.
No, it came out as a graphic novel. It might have came out as single issues. Frank might know. But it is a comic book. It's, like I said, a very, very popular, very famous comic book.
From a long time ago.
I think the 80s? Frank would know, too. Frank,
why aren't you here?
Why don't you guys Google? Actually, I'll Google right now. When did...
I feel like our picture is very pixelated. What's going on with that? We look terrible.
Probably our internet connection.
Oh, there we go. Now it's a little better.
Yeah. If you see it do that, it's because of the internet connection.
We pay so much money for fast internet, yet we have no internet connection. Did we try this yet? We're still not here. Why do I have brown dots on the top of this? Did you sprinkle cinnamon onto my...
I think I did.
onto my beer?
Ooh, that is cinnamony.
Oh my god, I was right about the cinnamon.
Yeah.
I was right. Bruce did sprinkle cinnamon. Did you guys see him do it? I didn't see him do it.
So it was 75 issues that began in 1989. Went through 1996.
Frank said the 90s. He was correct. 1989 was very...
Yes.
So this beer is very cinnamony.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's got a strange... Does it say anything about being cinnamony on the bottle? All brewed with spices and orange juice.
I can taste a little bit of orange juice with my limited capability of actually tasting things.
The other one was 4.8% alcohol. I did find that. I don't know if this one says it. I like to know what the alcohol percent is.
5.5.
5.5! We're moving up in the world, guys.
Moving up. Moving on up.
5.5.
To the east side. Alright, next up is a big, fun piece of news that we found. Carnival Row announces Season 2 production starts. That's exciting for Stephanie and I, because we loved that show.
We did. Minus the fact that Bruce bitched about like 2 of the episodes.
Alright, 2 of the episodes suck. You bitched about the second, or that Philo episode.
Oh my god, where he's like, what does that mean?
Oh.
What's happening over here?
There was
over here.
They put out a cool video on their Twitter.
That's
Twitter. Just like the 4 main actors talking about they're on set, they're excited, blah blah blah. Yeah.
Oh, Shecky's on. Shecky, you didn't come last week. We did a whole London themed episode for you, and you weren't here last week.
What's up, Shecky? We did. You have to go back and at least watch the first 5-10 minutes of the show.
Yes.
I wore a crown the whole entire episode. We had ridiculous capes on. I was so hot and sweaty by the end of
We were wearing a king and queen robe. Bruce had a crown on. We drank only beers from London. We tried Boddington's and Strongbow, which you had
Strongbow was good.
Yeah, Strongbow was actually pretty good. I was impressed. We don't usually like the ciders, but it was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was my favorite one out of all the ones that we drank.
Yeah.
So you have to go back and watch at least the first couple minutes so you can see the beers that we tried to drink.
And just our ridiculous outfits.
It wasn't ridiculous. Our outfits were amazing.
They were great. Frank, we were going to try to think of something to wear Korean, but then we felt racist and we did not.
Plus we had no time, Frank. It's been a rough week. Stop judging us.
Oh, the right one. Good. If I turn around, I'm just making sure that I'm not on the screen while I show.
I like that it's us behind us.
Oh, it is.
Ooh, look at us. Hi, guys.
I didn't want to do
2 of me.
Minimize. There we go. All right. So, next up, a little bit of news. So, if you guys don't know, The Witcher is coming out to Netflix. Do you know what The Witcher is?
I don't.
So, The Witcher is actually a video game that is being made into a TV show on Netflix starring
Didn't they do that with Assassin's Creed? Assassin's Creed was a video game, then they make it into a movie.
They made it into a movie. I watched that actually on the flight out to California.
Okay.
It was...
What you expect?
Fine. Like, it was like what you expect from like a video game movie. But Henry Cavill, the guy who plays Superman, is playing The Witcher, and it's not even out yet. I think it doesn't come out for a few more months.
Dean Cain.
No, this guy.
The guy who played Superman, Dean Cain.
Yeah, there's a bunch of guys who played Superman, but they've already renewed it for season 2. So who's ever seen
another guy who got paralyzed?
Well, that was Christopher Reeves.
Christopher Reeves,
the original Superman.
The original Superman.
He's like the best Superman, hands down, in my opinion. Yes, those movies look terrible now when you watch them, but his face will forever be my Superman TV movie face. Like, he was perfect.
Jimmy from the Bronx, what's up?
What's up, Jimmy? What's going on, man? So yeah, I think it's cool that when shows automatically get renewed before they're even out, because that means they must be really good. So this is set back in like medieval times, and this guy was actually, he's not a human, he was born by witches, and I only know that because I watched the trailer and then they tell you. And he's part vampire or something, but he's a protector of the people.
The people.
So it's spooky, it's medieval. I love that shit, so I will be tuning in for The Witcher.
Do you watch season 1?
Well, it hasn't come out yet.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so cool when a show gets automatically renewed before the show comes out.
I was reading because Jimmy from the Bronx let us know that his favorite comic is Dave Chappelle.
That's one of her favorite.
One of my favorite comics. If you watched any episodes before that, I go on a lot of Dave Chappelle rants, and I do a lot of Dave Chappelle references.
She does. All right. So, last bit of streaming news.
I don't know if Jimmy's being funny, but if he is, really witty, really smart.
I thought he was talking about comedians.
You said comics. Get it?
Comics.
Get it? I get it.
Well, it's probably if you were tuning in for us to talk about comics. Sorry, we're talking about comics.
I could talk
books.
about comics all night, guys.
She could.
I love stand-up comedy. That is my favorite thing.
Instead of like when you're at work and you have your headphones in, you listen to music. No, she listens.
I listen to stand-up comedy all day, every day. It's my favorite.
So if you guys live under a rock, you don't know that Disney just put out their own streaming service called Disney Plus, and there's an amazing abundance of great content on there. And Disney also just released some new dates for movies that will be coming to the platform, which is The Last Jedi, Infinity War, and some other stuff. Thor Ragnarok will be coming out December 5th. If you haven't seen that, I would highly suggest you guys wait until December 5th, because that's right around the corner, and watch Thor Ragnarok.
I'm excited about that.
Star Wars The Last Jedi, December 26th. Black Panther, March 4th, 2020. Don't watch that. It's terrible.
Ah! What? Black Panther is so good.
Yeah,
Don't listen to him. That was a good movie.
That was a garbage flick.
There's a guy at my work, whenever he's talking about anything, he says Wakanda forever, and he like works it into everything. It's hysterical. He's got pretty good comedic timing, and he works it in.
Oh, that's funny. Infinity War, June 25th, 2020. Solo, Star Wars Story, July 9th, 2020. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Why that's not on there right now is pretty crazy. But July 29th, 2020, and Incredibles 2, which you can watch on... Well, they must have took it off Netflix, because it was on Netflix. July 30th, 2020. Why are they waiting so long to put that on there?
Oh, poor Netflix is going to lose so many things.
Yeah, lost a lot of things.
Checky also agrees that Black Panther is garbage. Checky, I'm disappointed.
Checky, thank you.
Jessica says that she hasn't stopped watching Disney Plus, which we get. There's so much on there. There's stuff that I didn't even know existed on there.
Yeah, there is a lot of stuff on there that it gets... I don't know.
Jimmy, I'm with you. Black Panther was awesome.
No.
Jimmy agrees.
Jimmy, I have to disagree with you, man. As a comic book fan, that told a horrendous story. Yeah. There was so many loopholes, terrible acting in a bunch of it. Yes.
No.
I don't know. They could have done such a better job with that movie, and it is so sad that they had an actor like Michael B. Jordan, and they just told a stupid story. Like, the rhinos at the end, that was so fucking dumb. That was the stupidest thing I've seen. They have all this crazy, awesome technology, and they got guys fucking riding rhinos. No.
Riding rhinos is badass. Even when you have cool technology, you still want to kill someone with a rhino.
You shoot with a freaking laser beam or some bullshit.
You kill it with a rhino.
No.
Imagine if you have amazing technology and you still manage to get killed by a rhino. That's awesome.
I don't know. It was pretty dumb. The ending of that movie was terrible. The first half, I was kind of engaged. I was in it. I liked Andy Serkis' character.
Frank said,
Black Panther.
Black Panther.
Yes. Black Panther.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Frank, why are you so funny?
Frank and I agree on 95% of our movie watching things. I think the one thing we disagreed upon is that he thinks the
Joker movie.
He did?
I don't know. There's
the Star Wars films that came.
Oh, the ones with like Natalie Portman?
Yeah.
Those are terrible.
He loves those movies.
Jessica's been watching the Pixar shorts, which we just watched one today that Bruce didn't see, but I saw it because it was before. I forget what movie, but we watched some movie and it was before that, where the woman makes the dumpling child.
Yep.
Josh is on. Hi, Josh.
What's up, Josh? We got your text. Sorry if I thought I responded, but if I didn't respond, we'll probably do that next week or the week after. But Frank also said Jessica wants us to do a Colorado beer night.
Is there enough beers to do a Colorado beer night? What is it? I only know of Coors Light.
Well, there's Coors.
Coors, tap the Rockies.
So, Jessica, you'll have to either...
Yeah, if you want a Colorado beer-themed night, you gotta give some suggestions.
Yeah, let us know down in the... If you can leave, like, a comment on the video, like, after the stream is over, or send Frank a list of the beers that you think we should pick up, that would be super helpful.
Yeah, we got a pretty awesome beer distributor by us, and they have everything set up in sections. They have, like, by countries and by, like, craft beers and all sorts of different stuff. So if it exists, this place will probably have it.
This is Singha.
The Great Divine. Is that a name of a beer, Josh?
Josh drinks a lot of microbrewed imports, so he probably knows a lot more than we do.
I'm not ready for the next beer yet.
I know. She's rushing me to get more beers in.
I was yelling about things. I get ranty. And then I need my hands when I'm ranty. I can't drink. Because I'm like, I need my hands.
So, the next batch of news is what I'm most excited about this week. Normally, we have very little comic book news, but this week was saturated with tons of good comic book news, so I'm really excited to bring that to you guys tonight. Especially Stephanie, because there's some stuff that I know she's going to be excited about.
I'm excited. I just read the title, and I'm excited.
So, there's this book that Stephanie loves. I think is good. But it's one of the DC Black Label's prestige print books, which is like a larger format. I think it's still the same height as a regular comic book, but it's much wider. And
there's no ads in it.
There's no ads. It's usually a little more expensive, and it's also thicker. And this book is called Harleen, and it is beautiful, beautiful art. It's written by Stephen Sajak, I think. Sajak? I don't know. But let me just...
Oh, it's going to get one of those little like plastic things like your other ones?
Right. So when this collects in trade, you'll be able to pick it up in like a big, large, nice book. But the cover, when you actually peel it off, it will show a blood-spattered Harleen, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So the book...
I don't know that I'd pick it up in trade now that we own all the other ones.
Yeah, we won't need to. But, for people who are, maybe watching the channel and you're a little skeptical...
That is going to be such a huge book to pick up in trade.
Yeah.
Those books are so long.
They're really long.
It takes us like a half an hour to read.
More than half an hour. It's like a 30, 40 minute read. But it's really good. I'm very used to short reads. 24 pages... Get through it, on to the next. Get through it, on to the next. It's not the best way to read it. Before I had this channel, I read a little slower, and because there was no rush. I had it all the way to the next Wednesday. But now I'm trying to get my books in before I get home to put the kids to bed, record the video, and now I want to try to edit the video and get it out Wednesday night because I did that once and I got 200 plus views on my video. But it's just I'm always sprinting to read these books. So when this book comes out, I'm like, oh god, I'm not gonna be able to get through it.
Isn't Old English malt liquor?
Yes.
they're having a discussion about beers over here. Jimmy says Midnight Dragon is good, and Josh agrees that he would drink anything called Midnight Dragon because he would get special powers from it.
I mean, Midnight Dragon, that actually is a dope name for a
right?
beer. That was really cool.
But then he said Old English is the bomb. I have not drank Old English since I was a teenager.
Yeah, Shecky.
That's like $1 here. You can get like a 40 ounce for like $1.
And it's like, it's not even in glass or
no, it's
cans
like a
anymore. It's plastic bottle.
It's what you buy when you're a teenager and you have no money, but you want to drink.
Or homeless.
Yeah. And you go and get a 40 ounce for like a couple bucks, and then you drink it and then you throw up in a parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty silly. I'm not drinking oldie on this channel. You finish your beer?
You'd buy a 40 and tape them to your hands. Jessica, you sound like you like to party.
Oh, what's that called? 40 hands.
Yes.
there was I have a group of friends from the gym, and they actually did that 2 years ago. It was like 10 guys, but of course they were drinking beforehand, and then they did the 40, and like, so they drinking before, they all had to pee really bad, so they chugged the 40s, and then they just mayhem ensued. I wasn't there, but like there was teabagging, there was like it got weird.
Jimmy, we're not dissing you. We're disagreeing on wanting to drink Old English and then throw up.
Yeah, no, we also have 3 kids to take care of tomorrow morning. We have Stephanie's mom's wedding to go to
Tomorrow.
Yes. So, I don't think drinking Old E tonight, well, not tonight because we don't have it tonight, but any night would be a good idea because I don't want to wake up with a hangover as bad as that would give me and have to take care of my 4-year-old, 9-year-old, and 10-year-old.
No, it was called Edward 40 Hands when I was a teenager. I like that.
Yes, that's what it's called. Yeah, because it's like Edward Scissorhands, but with the 40s.
Oh my god, people are getting nasty on our chat here.
Hey guys. Don't make us moderate and cut you guys out. All right, up
Dave, where are you? Is Dave still on? I
Dave.
feel like Dave commented once, and then that was it. Dave, we're used to more commenting. Where are you?
No, Dave's on. He has this on his supper monitor. He's playing video games.
Stop playing video games.
All right, next up, Marvel offers incoming midnight launch parties. So there's this new huge crossover coming to the Marvel universe called Incoming. I know what's going to happen is there's going to be a big character murder, and there's going to be a bunch of heroes coming together to try to solve that murder. And so when these kind of big events happen, big stores like Midtown Comics and other big stores around the country hold midnight launch parties where they try to get sometimes people who worked on the book there, or just people who worked at Marvel to their place to sign books, to give away free stuff. It's also just to get foot traffic into their stores and whatnot. So also just cool things to put on their Instagrams and whatnot. But it's kind of cool. The story looks somewhat interesting.
Is that like the guy from Fantastic Four, that rock character, but he has like a different head on his body? Is that what I'm saying?
It's not a different head. So they all have this cosmic thing about their outfit. So there's going to be a space
You don't have it
element
on here. So no one else can see.
There's going to be a space element to this to the story. As you can see, there's like Captain Marvel. She has like stars on his face. Captain America, the stars. Spider-Man. Miles Morales, Venom. So there's going to be this whole cosmic theme. The crossover events can be great, but they can also be terrible. So it'll be interesting to see what this is. I do like some of these characters. I'm a huge Venom fan right now. Huge. Johnny Cage's
Huge.
Johnny Cage's Venom is fucking crazy. It's so good. Thor. I love Thor. Johnny Cage is taking over for Thor, so he's going to be writing Venom in Thor. It's like, can I get... It's like Christmas for me. So it's going to be great. He might be involved in this too. I'm not sure. I don't know if they've announced the creative team yet. I thought that was pretty cool.
Can you go back up to the top of the screen?
Yes.
I just want to see who's on there. There's a lot of people I don't know.
One click on this too. So on there we got Nova, Ghost Rider, Hulkling. Hulkling is a Skrull / who he's two aliens made a baby, and that's Hulkling. Hulkling can change shape. He can like become another person, or he can.
He's also the Hulk. Is that why he's called Hulkling?
No, he's since he's green, he took that name. He does have strength, super strength, but it's not like Hulk strength. He is one of the few gay characters in the Marvel universe, and his boyfriend is Wiccan. Wiccan is the son of Wanda Maximoff. Wanda Maximoff is the Scarlet Witch, if you don't know.
Can I see that bottle of beer?
Yes.
So this one's a little bit stronger than the other two. The other two were kind of... didn't taste like beer. Much. Yeah, it didn't taste like we were getting anything out of there. This is also from... China? Is that what we said? Oh, Thailand. This is the Thai beer.
The Thai beer.
5% alcohol. We're going down a little bit, guys.
So, I don't know. Like I said, these crossovers can be really cool. There's, like I said, a bunch of... There are
I don't know if that's true, Jimmy. Is there a Black Hulk? Jimmy wants to know why there's no Black Hulk.
Black Hulk.
There's a lot of different Hulks, Jimmy. You should read some comics. They have a lot of different Hulks out there in the world. Although watching stand-up comics are pretty funny, too.
Black Hulk. There's been a Grey Hulk. I know that for sure. I don't think there's ever been a Black Hulk. But, you know what? I bet you there is an alternate universe Black Hulk.
Probably. He'll come out soon.
I know for DC, there's a big multiverse, and there's like, in the latest Justice League and like in previous versions, when the multiverse needs to get together, the person who always leads it is a Black Superman. There's a Black Batman in there. They usually, you know...
And if you mix green, red, and gray together, you get black. So...
There is a green, there is a red, there is a gray. Alright, next up, Josh, if you're still on, this will excite you.
Ooh, Josh loves Daredevil.
He does love Daredevil. So, Daredevil adds a second artist, which I'm not excited about because I don't like when they change artists.
He doesn't like second artists.
But they're doing this so that way they can put out the book twice a month. So there's going to be Marco Cicchetto, who is the normal artist on the book right now. He's amazing. He's perfect for Chip Zdarsky, who writes Daredevil. And did they say who the second one is? Marco Cicchetto and Francesco Mobili?
Mobili.
Mobili?
Mobili. So I want Mobili in my life.
I'm guessing they're writing the book or drawing the books together. So starting at 14 and 15, it becomes bi-weekly or bi-monthly, not bi-weekly, bi-monthly, and we get more Daredevil. I mean, it's written by the same guy, so hopefully they're just similar artists pushing this amazing story forward. Because right now it is such a good book. It is.
I haven't read it. I'll have to give it a chance.
It's really good.
Because you and Dave both are.
Not Dave.
You and Josh are both fanboying out about it. Sorry, Dave. Dave, you don't read any comics.
He doesn't.
So disappointing. You have free time, Dave. I know you do.
He does. All right. Up next, who knows Wolverine? Do you like Wolverine? He's been dead for a while, which is weird, but all superheroes die and come back. And he came back. He came back, and they just relaunched the X-Men. Or not relaunched. They kind of did like a new big X-Men push. So I didn't like it. I'm not liking all the books that are spitting out of those big issues, House of X and Powers of X. There's like three of the 6 so far. But Wolverine's got to get his own new book coming up. And there's a new logo, which everyone was talking about.
Wait, for the Wolverine has got a new logo, Wolverine. Or Marvel has a new logo?
No, Wolverine. Which I think it looks stupid.
But why do we care? Does Wolverine always have the same logo?
Well, yeah, usually there's like a specific look to all the teams, like names and everything.
It does look child-esque, like a child drew it.
Or it looks like balloons.
Yes, like the balloons you blow up and then you bend and you make into like shapes.
Yep, and it just doesn't fit the character to me. Oh, actually, you can't see it on the screen. So, darn it. How do I make it so you guys can see?
You can't. Too bad. You never know. It's only for us to know.
Yeah, I can't figure it out. Oh, you can kind of see it there.
You get glimpses of it.
I'm using my iPad as my second monitor to show you guys stuff, and it's not working. So you kind of see it there. It looks childish to me. It looks really bad.
I don't know that I'd be that upset about just the logo, though.
No,
like,
but
do you care that much?
I don't know the writer on this new book, Benjamin Percy. I know Adam Kubrick and Victor Bogdanovich. They're pretty good, but I don't know who Benjamin Percy is. So I do love Wolverine, so I'm interested to see where that goes. So this next piece of news, I am kind of on the fence about. So
Spider-Gwen? That's Gwen Stacy, right?
Well, I don't know if they're doing Spider-Gwen. From the looks of it, they're doing actual Gwen Stacy.
What? Like, is that just some girl's face photoshopped into, like, a cartoon body?
I don't know. So
that is so weird looking.
Marvel announced this week that there are 2 new ongoings that are going to happen, and one is Gwen Stacy. And, you know...
That's freaking me out. Like, she's got, like, shiny plastic legs, but, like, real person hands and, like, a face that looks like a real person, but then, like, she's wearing a wig. Oh my god, and those hands are 2 separate hands. Look at how this hand... Her hand that's holding her pocketbook looks like a cartoon hand, but then the hand that's holding, I'm assuming, like it looks like books. Looks like a man's hand.
Kind of does.
Yeah, it's really strange. This is really strange art.
But they just released the amazing, what's Spider-Man's girlfriend's name? I'm blanking.
I don't know. I only know Spider-Gwen.
Not Gwen Stacy. Someone help me. It is Mary Jane Watson.
Oh, that girl.
The amazing Mary Jane Watson.
Yes, I wanted to read that. What happened to that?
Didn't I buy it for you?
I think you did. Did I read that?
I don't know. I thought I bought it for you. It looked terrible.
I wanted to read it, and I don't think you got it. I feel like I would have read it if you got it.
I don't know. It looked terrible. That's probably. I was like, you do not need to read this. The other book that they announced this week was Falcon in the Winter Soldier. Which I think the only reason why this book is coming out is because Disney Plus, there's a new TV show coming out on that called Falcon in the Winter Soldier. So.
Hopefully it's going to be a better Winter Soldier than it was in Endgame, who was like a fat, bloated, alcoholic Winter Soldier who like...
It was terrible.
Not Winter Soldier. Who am I thinking? It is the Winter Soldier I'm thinking of.
Yeah, he did look...
No, Bucky's the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Bucky is.
No. Who's the guy? Hawkeye. Hawkeye was the terrible one.
I think that show was 2022 is when that's
Hawkeye was terrible and bloated, alcoholic terribleness.
Excuse me.
Not Bucky.
Yeah,
but it was weird, if you watched Endgame, a spoiler I guess, but how long ago did Endgame come out? That he gave all his powers. Captain America gave everything to the Falcon and not to Bucky. Who, like, the whole fucking thing was based on his love for Bucky and saving Bucky and Bucky. And he's like, I'm gonna die. Here, Falcon. I'm like, what? You said, like, hello to that guy twice. It was stupid. It was stupid, and that's why we didn't like it, Dave.
Well, in comic books, the Falcon does take over for Cap when Cap dies.
In the comic books, you said who does?
The Falcon.
But that's the same as the movies. That's what we're talking about.
That's what I'm saying. So
but do they build up the Falcon and Captain America's story more than they do in the movies?
Well, no, but Bucky's taken over for Cap for a while, but so has Falcon. And I think what they're doing is Falcon will be a much more intriguing character to the masses than Bucky will be.
I guess.
He is. He's a man of color, which will hit a whole different audience than it's Bucky. And I'm all for that. Like,
who plays the Falcon? What's his name? He's a good looking man.
Anthony something. You go Google.
Alright.
So this is coming out again.
Dave said gay. You're gay, Dave.
I don't think this is going to be any good because
this is a TV show or a
it's a comic book, but they're putting it out because the show's coming out. So they're like, oh, let's piggyback that. And people will probably want to read this.
So it's a TV show like they're teaming up together to save things? That's the premise?
Well, that's all superhero shows.
I know, I guess, but I don't know. Maybe they could fight each other?
No, they're teaming up to work together.
That's true, Josh. Bucky is still considered a terrorist. He can't have the shield.
Alright.
Oh my god, that scene where Captain America picks up Thor's hammer and he's like, I knew you were worthy. That was the only good part of that movie.
I mean, if you guys don't know, Stephanie and I hated Endgame. I mean, I hated it more than she did. I know I did. Because that movie is a piece of fucking garbage. Such a letdown for a final movie with Cap and Iron Man and all that.
But that scene is so awesome.
That was the one fun scene. I mean, that was dope. I mean, Fat Thor, the saving grace of the.
Oh, he was so funny. And then he's got 2 hammers, and then Captain America's able to pick up one of them and just fucking beating the crap out of Thanos with it. It's so awesome.
Yeah, that was really, really dope. But I have some big news, guys. Big news.
Big news.
Stephanie knows about this news because I shared it with her, and she was super excited.
I don't know. What am I excited about, guys?
Stephanie's second favorite comic book this year was Deceased.
It's so good, guys.
Written by Tom Taylor. Tom Taylor is an amazing writer. And we were both saying, like, this can't be the end.
No.
It didn't end well.
But I can't tell you because you guys have to read it. But, I mean, they ended it in a way that I'm like, how are they going to figure it out how to get it to another book? But I guess they are.
So, it's the next book is going to be Deceased, The Unkillables, which will probably be another 6-issue series. And guess what it's about?
What's it about?
So, the people who ended up leaving Earth were, like, normal people and the heroes.
Right.
Which leaves who left on the planet?
Just the zombie people.
And the villains.
I guess. Did they kill all the villains?
No. So there's all, like, in the color... There's another article that I found that I didn't paste in here, because this is kind of, like, teasing, like, some...
Well, they left behind Poison Ivy, and they left behind Harley Quinn.
But all the other villains, like Captain Cold... Oh, Jimmy. Captain Cold. They showed... who else did they show? Lex Luthor. No, Lex Luthor's dead. I'm trying to think. I should find that other cover. But they showed, like, all these, like, main... Bane, Joker, the Riddler, like, all those big, like, notable villains.
But doesn't she kill Joker? Harley Quinn?
Maybe. Let me see if I can find the article. I think it was on CBR.com.
I'm pretty sure in Deceased, Harley Quinn, like, goes in to be like, no, Joker had turned. Because she was like, she came in and she was like, Joker, we're not good for each other. And she's like, oh, like, I'm going to leave you for Poison Ivy. And then Joker was like, I'm already a zombie and I'm going to eat your brains.
I'm going to eat your brains.
That's what happened.
All right, I'll find...
You're wrong.
Oh, some other big, not big news, but the Joker has become the first R-rated movie to cross $1 billion worldwide.
I don't get it. Why? It was so bad.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that movie is so popular, because it was really bad. Talk to people.
Hi guys, how's it going? Jimmy, where are you from in the Bronx? What part? We are also located in New York, but we're not in the city. We're on Long Island.
Long Island.
Strong Island.
Did you just say Strong Island?
I did! Oh my god, Jimmy, you have to read this book. It's called Deceased. It's from DC. That's why it's DC, like Deceased. And they do a whole series on like superheroes who turn into zombies. Which apparently Marvel did the same thing, but I didn't read
Marvel
that one,
zombies,
so that doesn't count.
Oh, here it is. So, I found it, guys. Sorry for the delay. I wanted to find it before.
Josh, what do you know about fake New York? You're from New Hampshire. You couldn't find your way around New York if you had to.
So, the villains that they're showing here that are left over are Cheetah, Bane, Solomon Grundy, Deadshot, Deathstroke. I don't know the Ninja Girl, and Captain Cold. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot more because they didn't kill off all the villains. But these villains are some... Deadshot and Deathstroke alone could fucking wipe out people. Tons of people. Cheetah is like basically... she fights Wonder Woman, so she's like super strong, super fast. Captain Cold has a freaking freeze gun. I mean, these are some badass guys. So... I'm excited to see what Tom Taylor is going to do with this.
Did you just tell us degrees in Celsius, Josh? Really?
Did he really?
He just said, you think it's colder than you are. It's 15 degrees Celsius here. Like, you know 15 degrees Celsius. You're converting Fahrenheit to Celsius now to tell us how cold you are.
Is Shecky still on?
Shecky did mention a comment earlier. I don't know if you're still here with us, Shecky.
Shecky, we missed you last week, man.
I know. I was so excited to try your beers and experience them with you and tell you about what we thought. We were saying in the beginning of the show, you came in late because I know you made a comment about how you came in late, Shecky, but those were some serious beers from London. We had 6 different beers. They were intense. Like, really strong, really heavy beers. These Asian beers that we have gotten between Japan, China, and Thailand so far.
Delicious.
Not at all that heavy. Like, they're very light.
Yes.
So we can handle them, which is good because we got like an hour and a half to try to chug a bunch of beers. London does not fuck around with beers. They were like hardcore.
All of them were heavy.
They were insane.
Except for Strongbow.
Strongbow was the only one I could handle. Do you just get fucked up off of one beer, Shecky? Is that how it works?
No, Shecky says yeah. So there was some sad news this week. So since I am a huge comic book fan, I am on CBR.com and Newsarama.com multiple times a day, even on the weekends. And this guy named Tom Spurgeon, he's been a comic book reporter for a very long time, and he actually died this week at the age of 50. When anyone dies, it's super sad news, but this guy was only 50 years old. I'm 39.
That's really, really young.
I'm 11 years away from that, and I do not want to be dying at 50.
We made a deal already. Bruce made a deal with me, guys, and I'm putting it out here on national...
National!
We're national! Shecky's in London.
That's more than national, baby.
That's more than national. We're international! International YouTube news. Bruce agreed that he would let me die first.
I did.
So, guys, I have to die first.
But this guy, he did look a little overweight, but it's still sad when anyone passes away. He might have been heart disease or something. It just, I don't know. It's super sad. On to more better news.
Better news, light-hearted news. The guy from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air also died. Also, in movie news, why didn't Bruce announce that there's a new SpongeBob movie coming out? You guys want to hear about that, right?
No.
There's a new SpongeBob movie coming out. I love SpongeBob.
Alright, so talking about SpongeBob, Infinity War and Endgame, a big character in both those movies was Nebula. So we all know who Nebula is because she's been in those movies, and she's been in the comic books much longer than that, and she's actually landing her own series. It's going to be a 6-issue miniseries, obviously published by Marvel.
Yes, we watched the new Scooby-Doo trailer too, Dave. It was so good. I didn't think it was going to be good. I thought it was going to be terrible.
It was pretty cute.
It was really cute.
It was.
They kind of do a really cheesy job with all those Scooby-Doo movies where they're like over the top.
Oh yeah, the live action ones look.
Yes.
I didn't see them, but they look
I've seen
awful.
all of them, but that's because Jimmy was old enough to watch all those when they came out. So I've seen all of them. But the new Scooby-Doo one looks so adorable.
That should have been a cartoon the whole entire time.
And yes, Josh, you can say fat. That's probably why he died at 50. We're talking about the guy who died.
Jimmy, he was not black. He was a white guy.
But also overweight?
He was. I'll show you a picture of him. Tom Spurgeon.
That's cute that Tyler's excited. I wouldn't think Tyler would be excited.
So, yeah, this is Tom, right? I don't want to say his name wrong. Yeah, Tom Spurgeon.
Bruce is only reporting on the movies that no one cares about. We don't know about SpongeBob and Scooby-Doo.
Well, those are not comic books.
Neither is, like, The Rock being in fucking Jumanji or whatever, like, 2 weeks ago. That carnival... That movie based on a water park ride.
Well,
I will kill you!
All right. We'll talk about SpongeBob. Let's just get to the comic book news. I was excited that we have so much comic book news. All right, back to Nebula. So Nebula is going to be written by Vida. I don't know how to pronounce that. Vida Ayala, and artist Claire Rowe. So, if she's doing the cover, It looks fine. I'm not a huge...
I think it looks cool. I like Nebula a lot in the movies.
Yeah.
She does a cool job. She's like a secondary character, but she does a really cool job of... Yeah. She's a good actress. She does it's a cool direction they go in with her. I like her character a lot, so that's pretty cool.
Alright, so we got 2 stories left, and then we're going to talk about some comic books, and then we'll just chat with you guys.
Jimmy wants us to do a black superhero episode.
We can do that.
We can do a black superhero episode, and then we could drink Old English on that episode.
I mean, there's tons of black superheroes now. I mean, Luke Cage is hands down my favorite black superhero. Like, he is the coolest mofo, period. Like, you should, Jimmy, if you haven't read New Avengers from, like, 2010, there was Avengers Disassembled, and then New Avengers started, and Brian Michael Bendis started writing it. The coolest fucking thing. Like, it's so cool. There's a scene where Luke Cage and, like, his team, it was, like, Spider-Man, Cap, and a few other people. They're fighting a bunch of ninjas at the top of this, like, high-rise in Manhattan, and he gets kicked off. But he has unbreakable skin and super strength, and like his bones can't break. So he's falling, and he's fighting these ninjas. He knocks out all the ninjas. He crosses his arm, and then just continues to fall until he hits the ground. And he gets up, and he's like, "I ruined another shirt." And it's like, I was like, "Oh my fucking god, that's so fucking cool." And he's just, I don't know, him and his friend Danny Rand, which is Iron Fist. It's so good. Like them together are just so good, and he's, I don't know, if I was gonna pick a black superhero, he's hands down my favorite. He's so cool. Yeah, Black Lightning's pretty cool too on DC, but he's nowhere as cool as Luke.
Josh requested that you say more names of people because you're really good at it.
All right, Josh, I have some interesting news for you. This is straight up our alley because Event Leviathan wrapped this week. The 6th issue of the 6th issue miniseries wrapped, and it definitely did not end. And like it did this beautiful kind of like great ending that just kind of like was like, oh, there is going to be more here. And they announced this week there is going to be more, and the events falling out of Event Leviathan are going to spill out through the DC.
I gotta read that book.
The DC universe. It was really good.
It's on the list, guys.
And the art by Alex Maleev, or Maleev, Melvee, or no, EEV. Maleev? No. The V's at the end, so how do you pronounce it? Meleev.
Maleev. I feel like that's right.
But
I'm going to take my leave of absence.
So the next book that's going to come out, I believe it's February. It's called Leviathan Dawn. It's going to be like a larger one shot that's going to like catch you up with what Leviathan's been up to, and how it's been. It's also going to be a catch up book. Brian Michael Bendis said that if you haven't read the series and you want to jump in, he'll kind of like give you guys a little catch up, which kind of sucks for us readers who did read the book because I already know everything. I don't need to hear that. Just give us the new stuff. But for new readers like Stephanie, maybe if hasn't had a chance to read it up to that point, she can just read this issue and hopefully get caught up a little bit and get into the new stuff. So that's exciting. It's going to have the same creative team, Brian Michael Bendis and Alex Maleev. So
Brian Michael Bendis. That's just a fun name to say.
It is.
It is.
He seems like a super.
Brian Michael Bendis.
He almost died last year.
From what?
This crazy disease. Like he signed on with DC, and like he was supposed to start, and then like this disease hit, and he went to the hospital, and he almost died in the hospital.
You don't know the name of the disease?
No. I'm terrible.
You are. Learn names of diseases.
All right. This is the last bit of news.
I'm gonna Google it. Brian Michael Bendis disease.
I'm sure. Yeah, a disease named after him.
It's like Lou Gehrig's disease.
All right.
Brian Michael Bendis disease.
All right, next up, last bit of news. So I am super excited about the new Deadpool book that's coming out. It's being drawn by one of my favorite artists, Chris Bachalow.
He had MRSA, which isn't a disease. MRSA is like a staph infection you get when you go to the hospital.
So he went to the hospital or something and had that. I'm sorry.
It's not a disease.
I'm trying to tell people about Deadpool. So yeah, I'm super excited about this book. Deadpool has been it was great for a while, and then it was bad this last run. Scotty Young was writing it. He's an amazing artist, guys. That guy can draw like really, really well. I didn't love his writing, but they got a new team together. Chris Bacalao, the guy who drew this, and I have another poster by him, but it's not up. He's drawing it, and it's focusing around Deadpool and Elsa Bloodstone, who is another amazing character, but sadly, the book is already getting pushed back some. They haven't released why, but issues 2 and 3 have been pushed back a month, and issue 1 has been pushed back 2 weeks. So, kind of a bummer, because I am super excited about this book. It's going to be monsters, because he's going to Monster Island, and Elsa Bloodstone, she's a monster hunter. I think there's going to be like a love story there, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. And that's it for the week, guys. That's all the news.
That's all the news. We have comic books to discuss.
Yes, but the show's not over. The show
must go on.
Must go on. We still have 2 beers left to drink. We have 2 books to talk about. I'm going to try to drink some water and a little bit of tea. And hopefully you guys...
It has to be ice cold by now.
It's probably ice cold.
It's not going to serve any purpose.
Alright, so let's take 5 minutes and ask about your guys this week. Shecky, Jimmy, Dave, Jessica, Frank.
Josh.
Yeah, and Josh. Duh. Frank, I already know about your week. You're with me all week, so...
Frank, I don't know about your week.
Let us know, like, you guys have anything good happen? Anything you could share?
Share a story with us, guys. Tell me about your day. Tell me about your week. Tell me what's going on in your life.
Do you guys read any comics? Did you guys see any news that we didn't see? I mean, there's tons. There's so much TV news out there. It's insane. There's like... I haven't put any of the WB. No, is it the WB? CW. The CW TV show news on there because Arrow is ending this year.
Oh, Dave has a cold just like you.
That sucks, Dave. I'm sorry, man. Like mine really hit today. Went to the gym this morning. I was like, all right, just power through it. Got on the train. Was not good.
You know what lowers your immune system, Dave? Smoking cigarettes.
Yeah. It does.
It does. Stop smoking, Dave.
But yeah, so the show Arrow is
Jimmy got paid. Congratulations, Jimmy, on getting paid. That's always nice.
I like money.
I like money. I enjoy getting paid. I wish it happened more.
Yes.
Twice a week? We should up it to twice a week, guys.
Same amount twice a week?
Yes. Or like, just at the end of every day you give me money, and then I'm like, oh, this is why I came today.
All right, Frank, since you are probably the one person that's had both Ichiban and Asahi, what should we drink next?
And then wait. We got people saying, you asked about their days, and then we got some answers.
All right, let's hear it.
Jimmy got paid. Dave has a cold. Dave also said he said a short preview for a new superhero show on Amazon Prime. He doesn't remember what it's called. Doesn't help us, Dave. Thank you. Marvel Action Spider-Man hooked my son Jack on comics.
Nice.
So Jack is reading comics now? That's pretty interesting. I want to hear about that.
Oh, Will Smith. Yeah, the movie, Jimmy, I thought was good.
Is Hancock a superhero? Like a comic book related movie?
I have no idea if that's...
What is Hancock about?
So Hancock and Will Smith...
Is this something to do with Charlize Theron, right?
Right,
She's in that?
Right, so Charlize Theron and Will Smith...
superheroes, right?
He has superpowers, but he's kind of like a homeless bum.
Yes, I remember it now.
But he knows he knows he has superpowers, and for some reason he is drawn to Charlize Theron's character.
Yes, they're like attached.
And but when they're together, they both get weaker, I think, and then like bad things start to happen. But they don't realize that until the end, and you realize that these people have been living. I think they've been like died and reincarnated a bunch of times. And every time they get reincarnated, they are apart, but then they get drawn back together, and bad stuff happens, and then they die again. And then
I remember now.
So at the end of the movie, they finally separate, and Will Smith is like on his feet. He's not homeless anymore, and he's like on the other side of the country. But he's like, "Hey, babe, blah 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 blah.
I want to come ruin my life again with you. Let's do it together.
I'm gonna go save the world." And
Also, Jessica and Frank both said they watched Mandalorian. It's on our list. We're gonna watch Mandalorian
probably tomorrow.
Probably
tomorrow after the wedding when we get home and put the kids in bed. That is on the list. I know there's 2 episodes out now. We're super excited. We are big Jon Favreau fans, so the fact that he's directing those is just awesome.
Sweet. Also, Shecky said he has his kids this week. Shecky, I know you've talked about your kids in the past and that they live with your ex, but you have them sometimes. How many kids do you have, Shecky? Boys, girls? You want to know.
Comic book readers, because they should be.
They should be comic book readers. We're trying to get our kids, but that's not good.
I don't know. I when I first met Stephanie, and it was like around this time last year. Today's actually our anniversary. When we
oh my god!
When we first started like talking and getting together.
Twins! He's got 2 girls, and they're twins.
Oh, Shaggy! Congratulations! That's amazing. How old are they? But I bought them comic books for Christmas, and they have not read them. No,
they were really into the Spider-Man one, but they would only read them if I read it to them.
You're right, that's not reading comic books.
Yeah. So I would read it to them at night, and they were really into that.
When we moved in together?
We watched the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the Miles Morales stories, that one we read together.
Yes. Well, I remember when we first moved into this house together. The nanny,
2.5? Oh, they're so tiny.
Oh, they're teeny tiny. The nanny read Sophia.
Josh wrote the same age. Thank you, Josh. We didn't know what twins meant.
The nanny read Sophia like a comic book of some kind, and she was so excited because I told the kids they always asked to be on the channel. I'm like, all right, but you have to do your homework. Like I bought you guys books. You guys read those books. We'll get on the channel and talk to them together. She was so excited.
British too.
She ran up and was like, oh my god, I read a comic book. I'm like, oh yeah, what did you read? She's like, I don't know. And I was like, well, what was it? She's like, oh, the nanny read it to me. I'm like, sweetie, you have to read the comic book. So, what did I miss?
Oh, you're missing lots of stuff. Checky's talking about his 2 girls, 2.5. Josh told us they're the same age. Thank you, Josh. Frank asked if they're British or adopted. And Shecky said they're English. I've never been to England, Shecky. Have you ever been to New York, Shecky?
Should come to New York. New York's a fun time.
It is. We have a lot of fun here.
I think we're going to go Ichiban.
Alright. Ichiban.
Ichiban.
I'm really behind, guys.
Drinking.
I have to say, out of all the nights we've done different beers from different countries or different beers from different breweries or whatever, this is the first night that we've had this, and I've enjoyed every single beer.
Yeah. I would say the first beer has been the weakest beer.
And I think it's because they're lighter beers. What does that say about us? I don't know. But there's been nights where it was really hard to power through some of those beers, which is why I brought my spitball tonight. I don't want to drink this beer anymore. But I have not had that experience. That's what I'm looking for.
Ichiban. Frank, where's Ichiban from? This is Ichiban. So, Jimmy, if you weren't there at the beginning of the show, we were doing an all-Asian beer theme night.
We do different themes every Friday, Jimmy. Every Friday we do a different theme of beers. Last Friday was all London-based beers. This Friday is all Asian-based beers.
Yeah, so we're trying to listen to the few fan base that we have. Thank you guys.
They're dedicated fans. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you guys so much every week for tuning in. From the bottom of my heart, like, you guys make the show 10 times better than what it could be. But, Jimmy, every week so last week we did something for Shecky, because Shecky was on the very first night we did this.
And he's been on every episode, except for the one we did about London.
Yes. So we did that one for him, and my buddy Frank has been on the same thing. He's actually helped encourage me to start the channel to begin with. And also, he was on since the very first live stream. Him and his wife were on that night. Again, made that experience for Stephanie and I, who were super nervous, that doing that live stream super enjoyable. And we both ended that night going, we're going to continue this, right?
Yeah.
So it was really fun.
I have a lot of fun doing our Friday nights. Even though there's only a couple of us who watch it and we hang out together. It's what we're doing on Friday night anyway. So, it's just sitting at the table, drinking beers and talking to each other. So now we just record it and you guys get to hang out. And listen to us rant. Tonight's for Frank. So Jimmy, if you're around for the next few weeks and you have an idea, because I think we're going to do either Josh or Jessica's suggestion. Yeah, Josh wanted us to do West Coast beers, right? Yeah, it's like pit a bunch of West Coast breweries against each other.
Jessica wants us to do a Colorado beer themed night. So we got a couple ideas. If you have a idea of a beer selection you want to do, let us know. And if you're, as long as you're on a couple weeks in a row, we'll do it for you.
Yeah, I could do the only problem with the East or the West Coast battle or the Colorado themed is that I just have to do a little bit of research. That's all. Because I can't just go in and be like, hopefully they have a Colorado section, because they won't. So I have to know a little bit about what I'm doing before I go into the brewery.
Finish that beer. No. All right, so back on topic. We have 2 comics to talk to you guys about this week. I thought they were both pretty good. I think one was better than the other. So let's talk first about Folklords. So this is a company printed by a company called Boom Studios. Boom Studios is a studio that I didn't know a lot about before, but I watch. When I was getting prepared to do the channel, I was doing a bunch of research. I was watching a bunch of other YouTubers, and then this one guy, I don't know his real name, but his channel is Pop Culture Philosophers. Check him out. He's great. He's very, very smart. If you're looking for a very smart intellectual kid, he's always wearing a Yankees backwards hat. He's got a scruffy beard, and he looks like a comic book guy, but he is super smart. He put me on to Boom Studios and also Joanne Comics.
Dave, you can tell you're just new to our channel asking us if we know about The Boys. Not only do we know about The Boys, we did a whole video reviewing The Boys, Dave. I think we did 2 videos reviewing The Boys. Didn't we do like a halfway point and then a second one? Yes, we know about The Boys, Dave. Yes.
But Boom Studios has been putting out some really, really good comic books. They do Something Is Killing the Children, which I absolutely love. And so when I was reading that, what a lot of indie books do is at the back of the book, instead of they save all their ads for the back of the book, which is great about indie comic books, because you're reading mainstream comic books, they're in between. It's kind of like it breaks up the story. It can be really fucking annoying. But so here is the last page of Folklords, but these ads are actually for books coming out by Boom Studios in the following months. So there's a book called Red Mother, which actually looks really good. That's a book that we're going to pick up.
Okay.
Heartbeat. There's Strange Skies Over East Berlin, which is really exciting. Coda. The artwork looks really cool. It's like medieval craziness. It's Karen Gillian. So it got us excited. So we saw this at the back of one of the books, and we both agreed that we wanted to pick it up. What?
So Jimmy has been making lots of comments, and at the end of his comments he's been saying woof. And then Frank then decided to start using it.
Oh, Frank.
And then Jimmy let him know that he can't use that word.
Oh.
It's not appropriate for Frank to use, I guess.
Frank, don't use that word.
But I love you guys. You're hysterical.
So this book kind of deals with this is in a fantasy land. So think of Narnia or... Oh, guys. So it deals in a fantasy land. So again, think Narnia. Think what's another good magical world that people could reference?
I don't know. I thought this book is going to go in a direction that I don't like.
You think so?
I do. Because the way he's speaking about it is like it's old-timey, but his new world sounds like it's like fucking New York City. I feel like that's what it's going to be like, oh, and there's just
what's possible?
What's that movie? It's like an M. Night Shyamalan movie, The Village or something.
The Village, yeah.
Yes, where they're living this thing, they think they're the only people there, or they have this tiny village, and then they go outside and it's like fucking regular world. And they're like, oh, it's right there.
You just basically ruined the whole book for everyone. I wanted to give them a little lead in. You're just right to the end.
That's not the end. You have to read the whole book to know what the hell I'm talking about, but that's where I think it's going.
So this deals with a village in a magical world where there's dwarves and, not midgets, she got trolls and a bunch of magical creatures, and all the people in the town, when they get to a certain age, need to go on what is called a quest. And this one kid dresses in a suit all the time because they've heard of these people,
the Folklords,
who are basically us, and he believes in them, so he dresses like them. And his quest is to go find them. And I thought it was like, I think on my video I rated it like a 6.5 or something. It was interesting. It's written by Matt Kind and art by Matt Smith. I like the art more than I like the story itself. I wish it spent more time in the magical realm, and I think personally I'd rather the story be this kid was somehow teleported to this fairyland world, and he's weird because he's normal, or human normal, and not fairyland person.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I like that. I mean, I liked a lot of parts about the book. I didn't get why they, like, everyone has a quest they have to complete.
Right.
And everybody's quest is based on, like, super fairy tale land
Sure.
stuff, but
Yeah.
then when he names his fairy tale land stuff, that's too much.
Right.
Like, everyone's like, oh, we're gonna go find the magical goose that lays golden eggs, and we're gonna go find this guy, like, we're gonna eat mermaid skin, and it's gonna make us live forever. But then he's like, I'm gonna find folklore, and they're like, I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah.
It was just, I was like, what? Why?
And there's this also like this government body that is like in the story that's a little weird. I don't know. I didn't love the book. It was okay. I'll probably give it one more issue.
I would try to, yeah, I'd like to see where the next issue goes, and then base my decision on that.
Yeah. So that's Folklords. And the other book, I actually liked a lot better.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm gonna take it out of the
No, look at the glare, guys. Enjoy the glare.
So this is Family Tree. Is that what it's called?
Family Tree.
Family Tree. The reason why I was excited when I first picked this book up was because it's written by Jeff Lemire. Jeff Lemire is hands down one of the best writers in comic books. Not all of his books are incredible and amazing. Some of them are. His run on, I think, Animal Man was incredible. It was so good. He was writing Animal Man at the same time that Scott Snyder was writing Swamp Thing, and those runs kind of like intersected multiple times throughout each other's runs, and they were fucking incredible. And this is a creepy horror story. Basically,
Don't panic me.
I don't know how much I want to say about this book because it's hard because it's a horror book in the sense where something happens to this person that's creepy and gross.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know where it's gonna go. I don't know. Babe, you talk about this book because I actually had a hard time describing this book on my channel because I didn't want to ruin anything because I think the main thing in the story that was interesting was.
So, basically something happens, it's the end of the world type scenario.
Yes.
And something happens, they start off just telling you what happens to this one girl in the story. I personally did not love this book. I actually like Folklords better, but only because I have like, I'm going to use Bruce's word of disease, even though we are going to misuse it like Bruce did. But
I didn't misuse it. I thought
I can't.
Wrong.
Like the brand, there's a part where she's got something wrong with her skin, and it makes me want to vomit. Like,
well, it's a horror book,
but it's not that kind. It's
job.
not like it's like, oh, it's so gory and I can't handle it. So I have like a thing with like small holes and like weird bumps on things that I can't handle. There's a whole season of American Horror Story where the girl has the same disorder where she can't. It's called like trypophobia or something like that. Like small holes freak her out, and I couldn't watch that season of American Horror Story for that same reason. Like thinking about that girl with that stuff on her arm, like I can't handle it. So I can't read this book. I'm not gonna read the next one. I can't handle it.
I thought it was great. Like it was. Because the story was told from the perspective of a person that was telling you a story from the past. So she was also referencing stuff from the future, which I thought was really cool.
The story itself was cool, but like...
and yeah, and like I said, I don't want to ruin the book because I personally thought it was really good. Like it was definitely top 3 of the 8 books that I read this week. It was great. It was really, really good. Best was definitely Batman.
Josh said he felt that way about Little Bird. Josh, you were so grossed out by Little Bird?
No way, that art in that book was fucking crazy
That's
good.
That's crazy, Josh. Come on now. Come on now. Now you're being crazy.
Sorry I couldn't describe this book better, because again, I don't want to ruin the story at all. For anyone who's watching this on the after thing.
Oh, Shecky, do you really not know what Ebonics is? That's what he said. Frank said fairies are real. Jimmy said that's what you are. Frank said don't Ebonic me, and then Shecky asked what is Ebonics. You'll have to Google that, Shecky, to have a better understanding.
Yes. I'm definitely not going to describe it because I will get myself in trouble. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for tonight. That's all I got. I mean, let's just go back for a second and talk about the fact that the Joker has made $1 billion worldwide.
I don't understand it.
Just for a second, if you guys have seen that movie, is that a movie that's going to make $1 billion worldwide?
It was so painful. The whole thing. I was like, when is this? I kept watching. I wanted to leave the movie theater. I was like, when is this over? Holy crap. This is terrible. I can't. I don't understand. I don't understand it. I
mean, Joaquin Phoenix was amazing.
He did a good job.
I don't see the appeal to the point where that movie would make $1 billion. I see that making maybe like $100 million.
Is it fine? Oh, Shecky, you're so funny. Between Shecky and Frank, I can't.
Shecky, thank you for being back, my man. So glad you got featured in. And Jimmy, thank you, man. And anyone who's on tonight, thank you. Jessica,
Black Panther is
Frank,
definitely better
Josh.
than Joker. Joker is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Well, they're two totally different films. Like
they're very different, yes. But Joker's just.
I wouldn't even. Joker's not a superhero film. It's not even in that genre. Period. It's more of an art film than anything else. And it was very disappointing to me as a film. Like, the Joker is such a great character, and they could have made it such an amazing origin story, but they decided to make an art film out of a
superhero movie. And maybe Jennifer Aniston could act in that, because it's not a superhero movie. She could finally get a role.
Oh, Jennifer Aniston.
That fucking stupid bitch.
And the other piece of news that I didn't put in this week is that people are still talking about Scorsese and what he says about superhero films being a theme park and not movies, and how they are.
Jessica said her boyfriend Kevin is on. Hi, Kevin.
What's up, Kevin? How they're theme parks and not movies. Like, this, it came out multiple months ago. Leave it be. But every single week, I see posts on CBR in News Arena talking about how different actors or different directors are responding to his remarks. Who cares? Who cares what Martin Scorsese thinks about fucking superhero movies? Let him make his movies. If he's pissed that his movies can't make the money that superhero movies,
make better movies.
Make better movies. Like, I'm sorry, the masses love this stuff right now, and I'm part of the masses. I love comic books, and to finally see what I love on the big screen, fuck
you. Fuck you, Martin.
Like, yes, I love your movie. Not all your movies, but like Gangs of New York, loved the one with Leonardo DiCaprio and Mark Wahlberg and
Wolf of Wall Street too. Is that Martin Scorsese?
Is that Scorsese?
I don't know. Anyway, guys, we have to talk about all of our beers that we drank and which one we like the most.
Or we're stopping.
I don't know.
Maybe Asahi.
I guess. I'm not even done with this one.
That is Scorsese. I mean...
Departed. Thank you, Jessica.
Departed. Yes, Departed. Wolf of Wall Street was an amazing movie. That movie is so good.
Shecky, you liked the Joker movie? I don't know how I feel about you now, Shaggy.
Was tight?
Tight?
Shaggy. Did you smoke a lot of weed before you saw that movie? Because I can see that being better if it was...
I think you really have to go into the Joker movie not liking superheroes or knowing anything about superheroes and then watching it as a non-superhero movie. Then I could see liking it.
Well, Shecky, do you read comics, or you just come here to see us act like...
He just likes to hang out and watch us be morons. Tight is an ebonic word. You guys are really funny tonight.
I'm excited. I just had so much comic book news to share with everyone. I mean, it's my favorite news. I'm always a little annoyed when I have to talk about movie news the whole time because not all the movies are great.
SpongeBob. You promised we would talk about SpongeBob, and yet
so
we are. Here we are not talking about SpongeBob.
All right, Sponge.
Guys, SpongeBob is hysterical. I don't care how old you are. You can't not like SpongeBob.
Sponge on the Run.
It's gonna be great, guys. Bruce's son didn't even know who SpongeBob was before I came along.
Sure did.
He had no idea. I introduced him to SpongeBob. Guess what he loves now? SpongeBob. Guess what we watched today when I came home from work?
It's expected May 22nd, 2020. They do look pretty far along.
Josh wants to know where he goes with Batman. He asked the questions now twice.
What's he asked?
Where do I go with Batman? He asked it earlier where he goes with Batman now that Event Leviathan and the Batman That Laughs came out.
That's a tough question. Because all the rest of the Batman books are at a point where it'd be hard to jump into, and the other books that aren't ongoing are. I mean, there is the Batman's Grave, which is really good. It's written by Warren Ellis and art by Brian Hitch. That's really good. The first issue is confusing. It's Warren Ellis, and Warren Ellis can write really confusing things. He's a very smart dude, and I'm not a very smart man. But the second issue, that was my pick of the week. That book was like a 9 out of 10. Like, it was so good. But again, that's not in continuity. That's its own story. It's going to probably be like 6-7 issues and done. I think the main Batman book is amazing. Actually, you can jump into Batman starting issue 86. That's going to be in like 2 months because Tom King's run is ending and James Tynion IV is picking that book up, and that's going to be a new arc. That would be the point to jump into Batman is issue 86. Really sad that Tom King's stopping Batman, but that would probably be the best Batman book to pick up because James Tynion is amazing. He's such a good writer. He's been writing Justice League. He's been writing what's the other book that he's writing that I really, really enjoy? I can't think of the book. I'm brain farting.
Brain farting. SpongeBob. Let's get back to that. We're talking about that. Bruce promised. Press your button to make SpongeBob appear.
Alright, SpongeBob on the Run. This movie is basically about Gary getting lost and SpongeBob and Patrick going to find him.
But he didn't know who Gary was up until like an hour ago.
No, I knew who he was. He's a snail pet, but I forgot his name because I don't care.
You don't care?
No.
SpongeBob is amazing.
I always have to ask Jack what the characters' names are. I'm like, what's his name? And it looks at me like I'm crazy. He's like, Patrick. I'm like, oh,
God, Dad, he's Patrick. Mr. Krabs. Sandy Cheeks.
Yeah, I don't know.
How do you not know? Who doesn't like SpongeBob?
But
everyone.
2020 looks like mid-year. We're not going to play the trailer because last time I played it, everyone said, turn it off!
Watch the trailer on your own, guys.
But I think that's gonna do it for tonight.
Yes, we'll rate our beers for you now.
Yes, we'll do our beer rating. So it's kind of hard because they all
taste the same.
They did.
I don't know one from the next. They're all the same. All I can say is that the Buddha one was the lightest. It was very almost like water.
It was like sweet flavored water.
Yes.
Which was weird. Oh, there was the white one. The white.
Yes, that had a very cinnamon taste.
Hayato West.
Nest.
Oh, what is a white ale?
Hitachino and West. Hitachino.
So, I'm gonna, I guess, rate them by flavors. Least flavorful.
Yes.
Most
flavorful. And then all 4 of these were exactly the same.
All tasted the same.
I think it's a conspiracy, guys, and they're all exactly the same.
These were so much like the same Ichiban, Asahi, Tsingtao, and Singa.
Are you a singer?
Singa? All very much the same. But yeah, that's our Asian theme night for my boy Frank. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Jimmy, thank you so much for stopping by. We do this show every
Friday.
Single Friday. I think the one change we might do is we might do our Thanksgiving evening show because my brother-in-law and my sister will be here that night.
Shout out to Dave. Dave is coming.
Dave is coming to house. They're not staying Friday night, so they're going to try to leave probably around 8 o'clock, which is before our showtime. So we might just do like, hey, my mom's going to pass out super early. So
and all the kids.
And all the kids. So we'll probably like keep it going and come upstairs, and I'll force them to be on the channel.
Jimmy asked that we be more Wigga next time. I don't know if I could do that. I'm pretty white.
That's...
No, but white pretending to be black is Wigga, so like I would have to then step up my potential desire to be white.
Put some braids in.
I'm gonna get some cornrows, guys. Next episode, me and cornrows.
Jimmy, all for Jimmy. And we'll get some oldie up in this place.
Yes. Oldie. We're gonna get some Southern Comfort. Also.
Oh, no. I will not drink Southern Comfort. I have bad memories of Southern Comfort. Josh, you remember Jungle Juice? That was bad. But yeah, every Friday. I think the only difference will be maybe we'll switch Thanksgiving night for our regular
Friday
night.
Stay tuned. It might be a Thursday instead.
If you guys are not following us on Instagram and Twitter, make sure the links are down below. You should be able to see them because I can see them on the stream right now. Follow us there. We post. We try to post on Wednesdays, but we normally post on Fridays or Thursdays. Thursdays and
sometimes
Fridays.
Sometimes Fridays right before we go online.
Just to let
We're
you guys
busy.
know that we are on. We are going to be on. And yeah. I hope you guys enjoy the show. Thank you so much. Jessica, you stood around for the whole show this week.
You did. And Kevin. Kevin is there even though he was silent. You were our silent partner in our...
Josh, my man, as always, thank you. Frank, thank you. Shecky, welcome back, baby. So excited to have you back, my man. And I think that's everyone, right?
Yeah.
Did I forget anyone? Dave.
Jimmy. Everyone. Thank you for coming.
Thank you guys so much for coming. And we will see you guys next Friday.
Yeah. I like it. I'm excited. I'm excited for next Friday already. I wish it was next Friday already.
I'm pretty drunk.
Are you?
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Oh, it's going to be a minute because I have to click the thing.
It's not really peace. It's peace to the back of Bruce's head.
Yes. Oh, not that. Here we go.
Yay!
All right, guys.